Good morning, friends. This is Jeff Arcos. Welcome again to the daily webinar. Today we are Monday, 21st of October 2019. Remind you this webinar is not meant to be a financial advice. This is only an education presentation. Please consider them a condition before you continue, saying when you're receiving this recording. As well, thank God for another day into my life and I pray His blessings today in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so let's start our day and see what the week presents for us. So last week, I think the pound crosses did quite quick, excellent job by taking the 300. Just gonna review a little bit about today. About that. How to do two kinds of settings on the EA for buy and sell. So two settings for buy and two settings for sell. So I think the proper idea for the buy and the sales on, first of all, is the money management that we need to. I'm sorry, the money management. We always has to be 1% of your account balance. So that's the number one that we have. The number two is the stop loss. It's very important setup. Now, for high volatility currencies, I think it is fair to say a stop loss of 100 is acceptable, and for a low volatility currencies, a 50 pips is acceptable. So without try to figure out the highs and the lows, and I think if more than that, we cannot give it anyway. Then the target. So if my stop loss is an sort of 100 pips stop loss, my target I want 1 to 3. So I want 300 pips. From here, I would like to 150 pips. Then the time frame that we want to be doing this is, of course, the H4, which is the 4 hours time frame, and the settings from the Donchen lines, Donchen lines would be the number 20. So this is kind of two setups, whether I looking for buy or I'm looking to sell that I'm going to there. So last week we saw that, by having the 300 pips target, actually, the EA cash on some profits and yeah, so the rest it was quite easy. So the 4 hours is still being the very good setup. The 20 is still very good. You can go up or whatever, but I think the 20 is a quite distant base. Here, whether we want to use the money management or no, here we can say it is the 1.0, or even we can reduce to zero point 0.5 in trade as much as currencies that we have. So that would be the settings for the EA. So we're gonna run a little bit when we go through there. So on the news side, we don't have for the 21st of October. It's quite clean. The Brexit has postponed, I think, the date of the votation in that we're thinking for the 31st of October, which will happen until a couple of weeks time. So that's where the pound didn't react really much, but hopefully will continue his run. It's been very good. So now I think it has a big long run. So we have to be careful with our entries with the pound crosses. Then after midnight, there is a federal elections for the Canadian. I have heard about that. I was listening to the news a little bit, and then nothing more over there. All right, so let's go straight to what the dollar did last week. So the dollar is a very easy. So um, what we really have here is for every single currency we have different time frames. So the monthly, so every bar over here is 1 month, every bar over here is 1 week, and every candle or bar here is 1 day, and this is every 4 hours. So this is part of the system that we have. I think is very very plain, and this is what I like it that that the thing green means buy, red means sells. So whenever these greens are there in position to buy or sell, so if here it says buy, we try to buy above there. Here it says sell, we try to sell below there, and this is what is already happened. So buy over here, sell over there, buy over there, sell over here, buy over there, sell over there, buy, sell, and buy. And that's how sometimes the market give us good run. Sometimes the market goes like that sideways. So yeah, it doesn't really matter for that. But we'll see how that goes. So the dollar is running. So we're looking on the index meter. The dollar, actually we should have put it over here. This one. Um, the dollar is, from last week has come down. Today the dollar is still very strong. The number is quite high. So the dollar is and is way down. So now we have a target. The target is over there. So we can, if I want to move my stop loss, I can move to that possible that line over there. Would be acceptable, and then come back tomorrow for this one over here. Then we have the Euro US. In the Euro US, we did have a signal somewhere over here. So what is happened that this strength meter that we see over here is actually incorporated into the candles. So the candles are actually try to saying to us, okay, we agree with that. So for example, this is the euro. So I put the euro, and this is the green of the euro, which has been quite strong for some time now, and it was from the 4th of October. The euro is climbing up. We came here, so we look in the big time frame. We have a trend line breakout, which was very straightforward scenario. So that's the break. That's here. Everything is green. The market goes. The index meter side to us. Yeah, the dollar is coming down. Euro is going up, and therefore we did have the break. So that's how it's going at the moment. Today I can maybe put in the midline, and so this there is an 140 pips running at the moment, getting to the target, which is the normal 300. We tried to get that one there. That's 222, because I think we did some calculations about um, yeah, so that was a level that possible the market might react from there. So, but anyway, so we'll see what happened. Time will tell us, and that's all we can see for that. The pound, it was a bit choppy last week, running there. It's coming to the 1,000 pip levels now. So this is a very strong level that we're looking at the moment over there. So it's a 130. So if I look over here, the 130, no, 1.30. So there we are. So that's where it is, the 1,000 pip levels, which is this red line. So from red line to red line is what we call um, a 1 cent move. Excuse me for a moment. And yeah. So yeah, I think if we don't want to sort of kind of buy a resistance, we want to sell a resistance, buy a support. So we don't see nothing for now. Let it run, let it pull back, and then we do anything that we say. This one's still, and he's a strong, since last week, the 14th of October, the British pound still very strong. As I say, Brexit, it could be a news that could affect the market very, very much from there. Australia hasn't been quite nice now, sort of well, this week is the only week that it has going up, but it comes to this level over here, the market is just having a lot of problems. We have an incredible double bottom. This is a nice hump that we have here in the market. We're looking over there on the monthly, and are we going to bounce from this low over there? So that's an interesting question that yeah, so if we're looking any further details for this currency, we find that actually this level has been a key level for the Australian market. So where we are. So if this bouncing is really a good bounce, we might have a quite nice. And if I had retraced more than 100%, I would predict this level to actually moving towards here, which will be the 89 cents. And I'm not too sure if Australia is in the position to get to. Well, the dollar is collapsing, so that's a good sign. Um, the dollar is collapsing at the moment. Are we going to get to that point? But this is definitely a level that the market has watched on 2009 and has watched in 2000, in 1999. Wow, that's around 19 years ago. The market has observed this level. Are we gonna bounce from those ones over there? Very hard to say, but it's definitely here. That low over there is telling me we have support. So we did have in the weekly kind of there, as I say, wasn't quite good. Australia started striking up, um, and from last week, the Australia started getting strong. So this is, you see, this is trend here. This is start displaying in here, so it's inside there. So we did have like a sort of volatile moments in the market here, but at the end of the day, that it is. Now, let's review a little bit of this one over here. And actually, I was looking, entertaining myself with the number 30 over here. And this is what is quite interesting, the number 30, um, and the way that it is. So we say we have two approaches, isn't it? So let's first put the points. We say we have the approach of 50 stop loss plus 150 target. All right, so that's our approach that we have. So when we want to buy, we're gonna buy over here. So this is the buy. When we want to sell over there. We want to buy over here, sell over there, uh, and sell over here. So look, this is from July, and this is the excitement for the auto trader now that I start testing numbers. So if here I have, my sales, and remember we have 2 3 orders going on, so that's mean the market will close that order, close the trade, put it back again, and then another entry I will get through this one there. So I can get through here, and it's getting 303. Oh, sorry, 150, 150. Australia is no much of the 300 pips, but 150 I think it is there. So we got one entry over here, we got two entries over there, we got three entries over here, four entries, and five entries. Now we're gonna see the approach of about the 50 and 150 and see how we're going with that. All right, and the opportunities that this can presenting us to us from this one. So if here is my entry, definitely, the market now I have, if my stop loss is 50, 50 will be my break even. All right, so here went 40, and I definitely will get a stop out. So we got one loss over there of 50. Here the market breaks, so stop loss is 50, and 150, it would be no problem for this currency to trade. So we have 150 minus 50 over here. And now this one is running as we see over there. So we have 150. I should have write down somewhere else, but I can't have there. Now here we got a run. So this one was a clean run over there. And as you see, the market went 130, but the EA will take you out with 100 pips. So we have 100 pips at the end of the day, so which is good. Here we got another trade, 50 stop loss, and the market only went 50, so that would be a break even, so no winning, no losses over there. Now from here, the market just continue over there. So if we're looking over there, 150 pips is right over there. So we close that trade, the EA will close that trade and reopen a new one over there. And this one was another 150. So you see, we got it 300. So we got 300, 100 maybe here, 400, 500, yeah, sorry, 300. Here was break even. This one was a 90 pips, so let's put it at 100 at the moment. So that's 400. Here is 550, and here we have a loss 50, so 500, and this is running. And that's only looking just like that. All right, I will explain more about the 30 and the benefits of the 30, that we might lose a little bit of momentum on the breakout, but look, I think the 30 will save us from a lot of sideways market. So this is Australia. So Australia last week, we got the trade from there, and that's what is running now at the moment. That's the 4 hours time frame. Let me put it into. I know it's not there, so I thought, well, it's a quite big there. So this is what is running. That's what the target it is, and aiming 130 pips. As we say with Australia, we aiming for 150, but that's a nice level to get out of the market. So hopefully we'll move from there. Okay. So that's Australia, New Zealand. So New Zealand, we did have these quite volatile moments. Now, the only reason the market go the same consolidate is because the two lines are actually in the same direction, and that's what is happening here. So up and down, up and down, up and down, no going, and now we have a break. Friday was a good break at the end of the day, and yeah. So this is New Zealand. Now New Zealand, the same thing. You know, we can't put it much of that 50 pips is maximum. So if this is our entry over there, that's our 50 pips stop loss, and this is a 150 target. If this is our entry over there, it went 100 pips, the market will get you with 60 pips over here, so that's 210. Here 150 no problem, so 360. Here maybe we would lose the 50 pips over there, 310. Here, as you see, 70, so break even, 50 move, 50 became break even. So 310, we still, so here it went just a little bit over there. I don't know, it would be, I would have, after they didn't break even, so he would be my stop loss. And maybe it would have stop out, I don't know, it was very crunchy, but let's see, we got at maybe at 20 pips loss, so that would be 290, and this is the run over there. And this is only using the 20. Like I said, I prefer the 30 in this case, but that's how, you know, it can really make the life for the fully automatic EA anyway more easy, looking for a bigger number. So New Zealand is there, so we don't Friday we did find an opportunity with the New Zealand, so that's the trade right over there. We got one loss last week, but now this one is running quite okay. The stop loss is in a place, 50 pips stop loss, 150 pip target, and yeah, you need to so that's 150 pips somewhere over here. So I just need to modify, and but that's the settings that are gonna start from today, looking into this market. US Canadian. Uh, we did have a signal over here, so the U.S. Canadian is being very strong, um, especially with you know, it's just continue from here from last week on the 11, I think it was 11 of October. The Canadian has completely going as that, and that's what it showed, and that's again. So here is the beauty over there. That's the entry. Now, a Canadian, I believe 50 as well. You know, is euro, pound would be 100. And then the rest, if we trade Australia, New Zealand, Canadian, Swiss, maybe yen, we will need 100, not too sure. It's all about how volatile it is at the moment. We have an amazing, we finished in October, an incredible, this could be a very long pattern there. So I'm in that trade actually in my account, and I'm thinking about to holding that trade, because whatever we see over here, we got a down. It's a lot of resistance on the monthly. So we can see the US Canadian is being a struggle to go through this level. So it's a lot of resistance. We have an incredible pattern now here. and last week as well, we did have the three candles reversals, all of there. And Canadian here, it was, quite obvious to see the move that we did have over there. So Canadian is actually going on a quite good sort of there. So that's what it is. So this one maybe I was looking for that, for the 200 pips at the moment over here because of where we are over there. Um, and then from then I will yeah, work my way out. But it's already, possible we can today just mark it into the break-even scenario. And yeah, we have a free trade at the moment with this one. All right, so the US cross is running okay at the moment. And the Swiss hardly try to make a trade at the moment because of where it is, the Swiss. The Swiss now here, if we try to, we would have, sort of you see 150 never reach, maybe break even. Here is 50 loss. Here is a break even. Here, break even. Here maybe I would, yeah, would have a loss. Would have a loss here. I would, no, I would have a loss. Here I would be break even. So as you see, it's hardly the moment that this, move. So the moment we have a move, what I'm just waiting is for the pullback. Really, at the end of the day, with this one, I just feel like not to do much with this one. So the Swiss is the only, the US Swiss is the only currency we're looking to trade, and the Swiss today it actually has a day up. So when we look at that, we're looking, okay, this is an incredible move. As you see that the line index meter doesn't move very easily unless we have a collective move around the group. But I look at the monthly here as well. So this is what I mean. This is no a currency to entertain really there. So since 2015, the U.S. and the Swiss does not give up. So we got a incredible break. Definitely here we can see that we can see this is that's a pattern in his own sort of a rising wedge they call. So we got a break. We got to this week a break. So this is what I'm looking for, a pullback. Now, if I like this trade over here on the Swiss, so I want to aim the touch in this area, whether I want to use in the 1 hour. It's too close, really. So I'm gonna use this one, and here I'm going to set up the midpoint retracement sell. So I want to make sure that for this one I want to have 50, so in 150 target, and here 1% risk ratio reward, number 25 entry. Here I want to have now on the number 3 midpoint retracement. So 50 is my entry, and this is when I need to change it all the time. And this one is that 5 over there too, and that's it. So that's the settings. Whether I'm using the midpoint or the other one, that's the settings that I want to keep in this one over there. So at the moment I'm aiming this touch. Once I have a quite nice retracement on the daily, then I will set up the break. But this is definitely something to look at it, because when I'm looking in a big picture, this is the big picture looking over there. The market came, bounced from here, breaks now. So my first original target would be here, which is very, very much where that point was there. That's a very specific. So I think this is a great opportunity for to actually towards the end of the year, that could be really a match, and the euro will do opposite to this one, but we have a great actually clear, and today the Swiss is in his way up. So we'll see how this one continue. Now the US yen, it is as we're looking over here, now we got the retracement, which is quite good, and the yen start getting stronger. No, the moment both are weak. So this is what we say we like to see normally, and then we wait for the break of this one over here. So um, and again, so that's so if we say is 50 enough, so that's 50. If we say 100, that would be too much, as you're looking over there. So 50 is enough. So that's how you know how much over there. Now, if we follow the simple orders we said at the beginning, just to look in that um, the entry. So here it is, the color change, everything over there. So here would be, now if we put it 50 a stop loss, so 50 will be break even. 150, which is 1 to 3, and that we're running over there. So this is would be one. So here the market move 90 will be break even, so would be stop out break even. So here possible when there never reach there, and here would be minus 50. So here the same. So it never went to the 50, so would be possible another 50. So we got two losses, one winning over there. But this one would be going quite nice. 150 would get it and out of the boat, once it's there. So here it went 160, so the 150 you would get it very easily from that. And even if the other one would be connecting, the 50 would be a stop out, so you still ended up with 100 pips in this one over here. So maybe here we have a loss, but here we would have a winner, which it went to the. So if we say the 150 is somewhere over there, then the market put us another, never reached the 150. I guess would be a small loss over there. So I start liking it. So let's finish through this one so we can go through what I really mean with the 30. It looks quite interesting for me, especially using into into the development to find the right number for the other one with it. So there we are. We got a nice setup over here. Now I don't know whether the euro is all the yen crosses to have any kind. It's an interesting level support we can resistant, and resistant became support. So here we got the market comes over there, touch over here, and it runs from there. So I'm still in that trade, holding this trade. I did not close actually in my live platform most of the trade. I just got a feeling that um, October normally, I remember 2013 and 2015, October, November, December was an unbelievable for the yen pairs. If you go back and look, these years, especially 2013, it was actually when the weekly candle closes strategy born. If you look my videos, but yeah, that was set up there. So here's a very simple breakout. That's exactly with the breakout, and look what everything is over there. So we lack for the 300 definitely there. So 300 is it can be achievable easily for the euro yen, and 100 pips stop loss. So very generous 100 stop loss with 300 over there, and there's no problem with that. This one again 100 pips stop loss. The market didn't reach there, but it will get you out over there with 118 pips, which is thank you very much. So here is the same. So 100 pips stop loss. It did not reach the 300, but here it would get you out with no problem at all with another 78 pips over here. Here now the market did not reach the 300, but at the 100 pips move, we got a break even, and it would be a break even trade over there. And that's what I like it over there, is just to keep you upside, the wrong trades. If here is the first fractal up, we want to trade from there and nothing would happen. Here, a nice 220, it would be, possible running towards the 300 with no problem over there. So that's how good. So at the moment we have a good runs. We definitely we need to wait for pullbacks. The 300 pips is exhausted now with those trades, and we just need to continue. The pound yen, as I say, we are just most of those currency at the moment is on 1,000 pip levels, and yes, so if we're looking here at it again, 30 is actually smooth, very, very nice there, the trade from here. Oh, that's the 4 hours here over there. So if here we're looking over there, the market, breaks from here 300, that's 800. So when you look in the 300 pips, 300 over there, the EA will re-enter a trade, put at 100 pips stop loss, and another 300 over there, so which is somewhere over there. The EA will re-enter over there, 100 pips stop loss. Maybe here we would get that one, the stop out because of that, but and it then went nowhere over there. So here maybe another one, and this, yeah, possible there. But when the market condition is there, so in normal size, so this is 100 pips somewhere over there, and then 340, so 300 pips would get this one with no issues whatsoever. Here 100 pips stop loss, plenty there, and 500, so 300 there. So in the next 280, we would be out of there with 86 pips. So here the market moves 160, so that's mean the EA would put you on break even, and that's it. 100 moves, break even over there. Here it would be a loss. Maybe no, maybe the market went 100, so it would be break even. Here the market, so if we look in this 700, so we would get two lots of 300s. So 600 we would get out of the 700s over there. Now, I don't know what you think it, but I like the 30 in here, especially, looking this way. It looks to me quite interesting settings for that one there. So pound yen is still continue on his move. We're looking before the euro yen. The euro yen is just strong, so that's where we continue holding that one there. So we did 121 pips last week, and so now it's running. Yeah, so it's running towards the 300 pips. There it is, 300 pips into the target. Uh, Pound yen. That's just been like a very 300. I have another entry in the market. I moved the stop loss. I got 60, so if I would have 100, I would still into this trade now with a break-even situation. But yeah, so in the next one, this is the something happened with the pound one day. It was very volatile. So the market moves 100 break-even. So that's very essential, really, rules to set up, But yeah, from now on, as I said in the beginning of the webinar, this is the new settings that actually I need to set up for this one. And yeah, pound yen is still very, very strong as we see over here. Now Australian yen. Australian yen, this is one, and again, so if we're looking uh, 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 there, so that's what I like it over here. So let me just jump it before I don't want in time get me out of the here, but if we're looking over there, all right, let me put it over there. Now when we're looking, areas like that, and this is the Australian Swiss. Now areas like these ones, when we look, the market is going up and down. Look how beautiful, and this is the 30. So we have over there how beautiful holes are. Let the consolidation. Look, for example, from here to actually here. All this time the lines, the buy and sell lines, were actually, quite good in the way that yeah, the EA, we can stay away from these trades that we don't want to be into. and that would be a good help, not to oh, not to be in those kind of trades as we see over there. So let's look at currencies that we normally don't look at. Um, yeah, Canadian Swiss. Everything related with the Swiss is a nightmare. So I keep telling people about stay away from those two pairs. So that's another consolidation area, and where the market can really avoid all of here. So if here we can make a decision, say, oh no, this is a buy over there. We go to 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. And as we talked last week about consolidation, this is when consolidation, and when we have the bar that says go, that's when it goes from here. Once the market breaks from here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, and as you see over there, nothing would happen until that bar it says, yeah, time to go, and there it is. The market went from there. So that's quite interesting way of looking. And look, sometimes it's 1 week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and suddenly the market goes from there. We're looking from, let's see, from where the channel was over there until here. Look all this time. So I reckon, Helen, is the number 30 quite interesting. Just holding just the whipsaws of the market, and when the market really runs with the index meter, actually, we can really make good moves from there. Now, the reason that we want in 1 to 3 is because a very simple mathematic formula on over there. So 1 to 3 win ratio reward is very simple. So if my stop loss is 50, I'm wanting 150 pips target. So if my stop loss is 100, I wanted 300 pips target. So very, very easy to understand this formula over there. Now let's see, I have 10 trades, all right, and 5 trades was winnings, and 5 trades were losses. So that's mean that we have a 50% system accuracy. So we only looking at half and we are not that good. We just open trades and hoping for the best. So the 50 that lost money over here, remember that we put in, let's look in here. So that's mean that here I'm losing 250 pips on the negative. All right. But in here, the other 5 that I make the money, which is 150 pips over there, times 50 would be 750. So that's mean that total I still ended up with 500 pips in my bank. Is that all right? Anybody would be happy with it? So looking this the weight over there, put in the settings, knowing that where to use the 50, where to use that 100. So here it again, if 100 pips I lost, and this is the negative trade. So here, I'm losing 500 pips because I put it over there. But here in the winners, I have 300. So that's mean is 1,500 pips made, which is equal to 1,000 total, profit over there. So that's why we're looking over here, so sort of can, always, and we only have a 50% accuracy. Now, I think in this one, with everything that we have and the tools that we have, we got more than a 50% accuracy. So I think taking profit is a big issue for trading, because this is when we're looking into that. Pound Swiss is one currency that sometimes We don't want to be into that, but what I'm looking, and again, is that in this level, for example, here, maybe these 2 weeks over there, and how the market reacts over here. So for the pound Swiss, definitely I would use an 100 pips stop loss. So if here is my buy, so 100 pips would have gone, no problem for this one. It would not reach the break-even point, so 100 pips is gone. If here is my sell, 100 pips would have gone. So I'm losing 200 pips, but here it was my winning, and 300 pips was no problem for that. So I have 2 losses and 1 win. All right, so that's mean I lost 200 and I make 300. So that's mean that I have, after 2 weeks effort, I have 100 pips. All right, and then the next trade, would be, didn't reach over there, there would be break even, I would be a stop out from the next trade over here. So if this is my entry over here, this one would cost me, it went to 400, so 300 would be somewhere over there, re-enter over there, and here it would, possible break even. This is another one, it reached the 100, yeah, possible break even at the moment the 100 pips move. Here definitely would be a loss. So I have one loss, I have one winner. So I still ended up with 200 here. The same, 100 pips stop loss, 300 pips target. The market did not reach, but here it would get you out with 80 pips at the end. This is my entry. 300 pips would be there, somewhere over here, and a new entry. Another, no, didn't not reach it, definitely here would be out 70. So 370 pips would be there. And just looking like that. So it looks to me that, by having this, when the market started chopping out, as you see the number 30, and here it is up and down, up and down, up and down until the moment it breaks, and 600, so that would be 2 lots of 300, definitely very good, made it, and that's it. All right, so that's what I like it is this way, because of that. So Australian yen, so we were into that, and we see the Aussie yen. uh, we did a trade last week, so it's into there, it's still into risk, and there we are. New Zealand yen start recovering now. So we see the break. We see it that was an ABC formation here. We got our Fibonacci tool. When that's possible, a target, is aiming 300 something. Now this was 150 pips. I like setup over there. So yeah, so that's there. Possible I can move a little bit more my stop, and come back another day. Australia is strong, and New Zealand as well start moving up at the moment. So we have last week a move up with the New Zealand yen. Then we got that Canadian yen. So that was a nice break from there. We got everything that we're looking for, and so we're looking even with that. That was the 1011. 1011 is there. So perfect entry. This one is 150, definitely over there. So would it reach the 150? We got some kind of support levels over there. So we're looking on the line chart. We have a perfect double bottom or triple bottom, we could say, with this one. That the market is bouncing from that level over there. Very interesting. Canadian yen, where it's bouncing. So here we got so that was a nice opportunity. Looking on the big picture, that was a nice opportunity to setting up, and Canadian is being strong, by the way. So this is where we from last week it was over there. So that was no a problem for this one to try. So the first trade was over here, 71 pips was made out here. Sorry, so that's that there. Um, and then because it was the end of the week, and the new entries over there with a stop loss over in place over here. So we're gonna try to keep this 50, 150, 300, and 100 pips stop loss. Now the euro pairs, I don't look at the Swiss at the moment. Euro Australia is still into the consolidation, isn't it? So nobody has give up yet. I don't look anything over there. So both are going some kind of same direction. The euro start getting stronger, but I don't see the strength here. So I just, yeah, I need to sort of kind of wait, see what is going to happen with that. And yeah, so we'll see over there. So possible, are we gonna break tomorrow or no? It's gonna be interesting to see it. That one there, Euro Canadian, the same. So we just aiming for a break, and that it is. So last week it did not actually go anywhere outside these bars. So we wait for that. Euro New Zealand is in the same boat. So with these currencies, we just need to sort of kind of waiting. So it went up a little bit because of breaks over here, but now it seems like it wants to come down. So yeah, so the color change, everything is into that in Euro New Zealand. Yeah, we need to wait a nice sort of kind of break before we make any decisions with it. Pound Australia last week it gave us quite good continue, so that's there. The market went 300 pips, which is was justified by that. So 300 pips, the market broke up from there, got over here. This is the previous trade, I think it was. No, I closed that one last week over here. Yeah, that's the new week, so 300 pips was over there, made it. And that was quite nice. Now has reached the 1,000 pip levels. As we know, these 1,000 levels is being a brick wall in the past. Looking at the weekly, is in an event that the market has rejected now from that 250 pips level. So we need to wait for a nice pullback, a nice comeback. Definitely, we need to be patient for that. Pound Canadian on the same nice run from here. So last week again it ran up. It didn't reach the target that I was looking for, but Pound Canadian just come in the break even. So when it broke from there, they're actually having counted that one. Another, yeah, it did. That's the close of the Friday. So or the previous week. So yeah, so it's on 1,000 pip level again. This one, so all of these are actually in a very key level. So we need to wait to see what the level means for the market. The last one, pounds New Zealand. So nice run from there to there, 500 pips, so 300 pips again. Um, yeah, the pound is just being very strong at the end of the day. And there's the pound New Zealand. So 300. So first of all, it was a break even. Went 300 pips, get a new order, and this new order got a stop out over there. So yeah, so once it got over here, got 90 pips out of that trade. So that's all right. You know, make 300, lose 90. Who can complain of that? but there it is. All right, we got some 10 minutes left, so let's look about gold, what gold is doing. So there we are, looking the number 30. So that's where we are at the moment. Um, Last week was up and down, so breaks from here. Um, we're still looking with gold of this one over there. You know, this is my point that I'm looking there. And the this is very strong, as we say. This is a level of support if gold comes over here. Now we have an uptrending channel with gold. Once we go the 1, 2, 3 points market direction, this is there. So far, the sell is still floating around, not much to do. And oil, we did not have any luck, just we got one good trade over there, small loss in here. So at the moment, I don't see anything. Okay, so it's consolidated now. That's definitely we can say. Now that consolidation is happening on a support level. So that's telling me if I have a breakup, maybe I have opportunity to look long. So now looking, you see the 30 actually covers the wick. This is what I like it over here. So same as here, covers the wick. So it can really be quite good the way to look over here. S&P 500, what the American market is doing. So we got a buy because of where we were over here. Um, uh-oh. So the 10 of 11, we're looking over there. Somewhere there. So yeah, the buy is running over there. See what happened. We're still getting into the quite interesting resistance level, but we got the weeklies were very strong finish at the end of the week. So yeah, so we don't have yet a sell opportunity. We only looking to buy the Australian 200. Now we got so there we are. So we breaking now that a trend line. So if I say that the market breaks, rejects, we have a weekly candle, and that would be my target over here. So let's assume that that's, we're looking um, 500. So we sell there. We put a stop loss maybe about over there. So and then and there. So that's my entry, my target. Now I'm risking 970, but I aiming 4,000. So that's a quite, if I take only there, it's 100 to 440. So that's quite nice. Quite nice, definitely a level. So we're looking as well with Australian 200 here that we got an incredible channel and we're hitting over there. So that's a nice sort of kind of sell and see what the market is doing from there. Dash is strong, broke from here, so it looks now in the monthly very positive for the Germany market. We got a sort of left shoulder over there, hidden there, beautiful ABC, and yeah, that could be, there we are. Now looking over here, that's a nice entry, and yeah, we'll see what happens. And the last one, UK. So the Japanese market is in a small risk. We're breaking this pattern now, and when we're breaking something like that, is we need to put our eyes into, because this one it could be that much. Now I like, sort of kind this level very close to that. So if I move to the close of that, or which is that point there. So we got an entry, and that would be our target with the Japanese. So that's mean the yen is strong. It will bring, you know, will bring the other currencies the other way around, suppose. So let me see how is the JPY basket. So yeah, so for some reason works opposite this one. So it's going the other way around, uh, this one here. Okay. UK 100. So we were looking just last week of this one, and there it is. So it's going between there. It looks to me it wants to go in the sell side. This is a nice ABC. The weekly has finished quite bearish, and if we're looking from here to there, no, the other way around, because here we can say we got a break. Okay. So there it is. There's a perfect sell scenario tonight when the London market open. But this could be affecting a lot for what could happen with that. With All right, my friends, there's nothing more I can show you today. I hope so you're enjoying the webinar. We'll see how this week is going. But just leave you with a thought about that. Yeah, this number 30. It looks to me quite interesting, especially, for example, if we look in the dollar, and if I look in the dollar, which is my main index currency to follow, and if I said, okay, this is my entry on the long side. Yeah, so moving. So in here, for example, look where if we're looking right over there, and we say, oh, look, this look to me support, we can resistance support, but how far we are from our entry over there. But instead of that, we got this. That's what I started, I did a lot of sort of kind of testing this weekend, looking this number 30, how, even if we got it just there, the 1 to 3 win ratio reward, actually can be quite significant. So therefore, if that the dollar, it has a sell signal, which it did very clear. So the euro will try to go up, the pound will try to go up, which it did. The Australia the same, the New Zealand the same. US Canadian short, which we are. US Canadian, US Swiss short, which it took a few days before that happened, and the US yen. This is sometimes it's going completely opposite to this one. So now if we got, entries like, for example, like that one there, so market breaks, and even if I got a loss from there, I'm happy to take my loss. As we say, we taking 1 to 3, and that's what it matters. All right, it's 1 hour already. Good to see you, everyone. So let's have a look. I will send the chats later I'm waiting a little bit for the market to develop it. As normally Asian time is not quite accurate, the trades that we can set up, but we're looking tonight later. All right. Take care of yourself. Good to see you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Cheers and bye.